Hey everyone, so sleep. So this week we've been talking about sleep and we've been giving you some tips. Gave you a story about Bella and her struggle and challenge and her just new way of just being able to just shut down at night with mom and with herself. So that is awesome. But what we wanted to talk about and what I wanted to talk about today is more on the science behind sleep and where chiropractic comes into that play. So, obviously what we have to take into account is that our stresses in our day from, maybe we had a lot of a new type of stress come into our world, and that may have impacted our sleep for that day or for a day or two. Now, when we see this pattern, of sleep issues and sleep challenges with our kids or with ourselves, we have to look deeper into figuring out why. Why do we have this sleep pattern? Why can't my kid or why can't I shut down at night and actually get restful sleep? Why does it take my kid 3 hours to get to bed? Why does my kid or myself keep on waking up throughout the night? Why, if I can go to bed perfectly fine, no problem, I'm out in 5 minutes, I don't wake up at night, that I feel completely exhausted in the morning. Every morning. Why? We have to answer that question. And what I want to do is help give the science from a neurological perspective of why that is. And so what we know is that we live in a very stressful world. We live in a world where we have physical, chemical, and emotional stress all around us every second of the day. And obviously now, the last 7 months or so, we've been in a whole new roller coaster of stress. And if we weren't dealing with sleeping issues, or our kids weren't dealing with sleeping issues, they probably are now, because of the stress upon stress upon stress. Now, what does that stress, physical, chemical, and emotional stress, do to our body? And before I get into that, when I talk about stress, I'm not like physical stress. I'm not talking about a car accident. Yes, that is a huge physical stress, but I'm talking about just the bumps and bruises, the falls, to the sitting, being on technology, being at a desk all these days, to all those other physical stresses, to chemical stresses, to the things that we're eating and drinking, to the going outside and just be chemically breathing in all these chemicals, to the cleaning products that we use, to the emotional stress. Our kids are so emotionally on this emotional roller coaster because what they knew as their world, what we knew as our world, is not there anymore. It's not existent. We can't go out and play with friends because of COVID, being told that we have to stay inside, have to social distance. We can't play sports. We can't do the things that we usually do. So that is a huge emotional stress. Now, that all impacts the body, the brain, and the nervous system the same way. So what we're going to talk about is what that impacts, what stress does to the brain and the nervous system. So we have two parts of our nervous system. We have our sympathetic, which is our stress response. That's our fight and flight, protective mode. And then we have our parasympathetic, where that's rest, relax, digest. Our immune system lives there, growth, development lives there. That's where we want to be majority of the time. Now, what stress does, physical, chemical, and emotional stress does, is it ramps up the sympathetic response. Now, stress can be beneficial short term. Doing a workout is a stress to the body, but it is a beneficial. When we are faced with physical, chemical, and emotional stress repeatedly every single day, it starts to build. And it starts to create this stress pattern, this wiring of being stuck into this sympathetic fight and flight protective mode. We are thinking that we're running away from a theoretical bear. Now, our body, our brain can't distinguish the difference from a bear to just another type of physical, chemical, and emotional stress. It looks at it as stress. So it's going to ignite our sympathetic response. Now, if that nervous system gets wired that way, we start living our lives predominantly through our sympathetic nervous system. And that is no way for us to be living. That is no way for our kids to be living, even though it is beneficial at times. It's not beneficial long term. This is where we should be, where that parasympathetic, that calm, relax, digest, our immune system live there. Like I said, which is probably what we need more than ever right now, is our immune system. We need our gut function, knowing that's where 70% of our immune system lives. So we want to be here, not stuck here. But if we're having sleeping issues and our brain can't shut down because it thinks it's getting chased by this theoretical bear, well, no wonder we're not going to be able to sleep. No wonder we're going to wake up tired in the morning, even though we may have went to bed and was out in 5 minutes. We didn't wake up in the middle of the night. Our brain didn't fully shut down. Or why we struggle to fall asleep, because we are constantly thinking that there's a bear that's right around the corner or right around a tree that is going to jump out at us. So we take forever to shut down at night. So this is the biggest thing, is that when our kids or ourselves are having this sleeping struggle, this pattern of sleeping issues, we have to look to the brain and the nervous system, because that is what controls everything in our body. So it only makes sense that we need to make sure that the brain is receiving information appropriately, and the brain is then processing that and then sending information out. If anything comes in the way of that, that can start to alter the way that the brain functions and drive us more into the sympathetic response. Where chiropractic comes in is because we look to see, is there anything that is altering the way that the brain is receiving information, processing, and sending information out? If there is, we need to address that with chiropractic adjustments. And what that does to the brain and the nervous system is it allows it to create a shift into a more parasympathetic activity, allowing that nervous system to calm down, allowing that parasympathetic activity to re-engage into that growth, development, healing, and immune system engagement, digestive control. So the adjustments are helping to build momentum to shift from a sympathetic stress response, a stuck on sympathetic stress response, to a nervous system that can start to perceive and process its world more efficiently. So this is where chiropractic and sleep, and this is why, we aren't treating sleeping issues. We don't treat any of those issues. We don't treat deficits or anything. We are looking to the brain, the nervous system that control everything. And when we start to allow that brain and nervous system to function better, we do see a lot of improvement in a lot of these struggles and these challenges, particularly sleep, because now the body can do what it was meant to do, and that's heal, which is amazing to see. And we love experiencing miracles every single day in this office. So I hope this connects the dots. So if you have a kiddo that is struggling with sleeping issues, and you see this just pattern with them, or you as a parent or an adult have this pattern of just sleep issues, you're waking up tired all the time, you wake up throughout the night, or you struggle to fall asleep and shut down at night, you may have stress that is altering the way that your brain is receiving, processing, and sending information out, and we need to start there first. So reach out to us, direct message us, give us a call, text us. We're here to support you and help you get more restful nights, help your family get more restful nights so that you can be a better self. Have a great day.